Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Vlas here in Liverpool, and delighted to be joined by the undisputed champ, Katie Taylor. How are you, Katie?
Yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you. Just ready to fight now. It's been a long week of fight week, so I'm just ready to get in there and put on a great performance.
I always wonder what these it's not an open workout, these media workouts are like for fighters, because I know when you put gloves on or when you start shadow boxing, you actually just want to fight the real fight. And I know these kind of things, you're probably a bit like,
Yeah, I mean, you're only kind of having a small bit of a shakeout with these things. It's not really, obviously not really a proper workout. What's going on back there?
That's Sharipova trying to get you from behind early doors.
Back there. But yeah, these workouts are obviously short and sweet. It's only 10 minutes. It's obviously just an obligation that you have to do during fight week. So it's always nice to have a bit of a shakeout, but you're right, all you want to do at this stage is just get in and fight on the actual fight night. Everyone's ready and prepared, and we've had a long few weeks of training, and all that's left to do now is actually get in and fight.
I was filming you at the workout, and then Sharipova was looking over, and I was kind of moving it to her to make it look intense, but then I see you both outside the ring. It was kind of friendly. What was said between you two?
Nothing was said, really, just hello. That's about it, really. It's just a nice greeting, I guess, but nothing was actually said. Yeah.
Well, you're going to get down to business on Saturday. For those who don't know too much about her, what do you know about Sharipova that you can tell us?
Yeah, I obviously know her from actually the amateur game. We were in a lot of the same tournaments together. She has a good amateur background, a good amateur pedigree, so she comes to fight. She's very busy. I think it will make for a very exciting fight. I think our styles will gel well together. Hopefully not too exciting, but it will make for a very, very exciting fight.
Yeah, I've heard her come out and say that because she's been training with some of the ladies you fought in the amateurs as well. Obviously, that was a long, long time ago. You're a completely different fighter now, and you're one of the best pros around. So completely different. But she's been training with these amateurs, and I suppose she thinks she's getting sort of an insight into Katie Taylor.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that myself, or just this week. But I couldn't care less who she's training with. Really, I don't think that. I couldn't take much from what she's saying there. I actually am a completely different fighter now than I was in the amateur game, but even regardless, all those girls that she has trained with, I've actually beaten them, so I guess you don't know me too well. Yeah.
In terms of after this, and I'm not going to be the first person to ask this week, I definitely won't be the last either. Amanda Serrano next. If you win this, you knew I was going to say it.
Yeah. I mean, everyone has been mentioning that name over the last few months, actually, but obviously that is the biggest fight in women's boxing right now. That is the fight that everyone wants to see, so we both have business obviously to take care of this Saturday, and she has a fight next week as well. So once we get through these battles, that'll be the perfect fight.
I know that I've heard you say before that you're not too keen when people mention potentially you retiring in a few years' time, and you've still got so much to achieve. But is Serrano sort of, because of what you have achieved, is that sort of the one black mark if that fight doesn't happen? Is that the one that needs to happen for it to be like the complete career, would you say?
I don't know if I need the fight to happen, but I certainly think it's the biggest fight in women's boxing right now, and I think it would be amazing for the sport if it did happen. I think even in regards to the purse, I think we have a chance to even break ground a bit and break boundaries in regards to the purse as well. So I think that would be fantastic. But it is obviously the biggest fight in women's boxing. People have been speaking about this since they actually turned pro, and people seem to be very, very excited about it. So we have to make these fights happen. That's what makes boxing a great sport to watch, when the best actually fight the best. And it's been disappointing, not really in the men's side of things, when things don't happen like that. But I think these fights are a lot easier to make in women's boxing because we're not boxing on different platforms or whatever. So it is an easy fight to make. And the fight was obviously made a couple of times before and actually fell through for a number of reasons. So I think it is a huge fight.
You talk about being the biggest fight in women's boxing, and obviously every time you step in the ring it's massive. Can you feel the difference between perhaps one of your defences and perhaps the big fights, the Pursuns and the McCaskills, the ones we've seen in the past? Can you feel the difference in yourself? Because obviously for us, every time you step in the ring it's sort of a massive event.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much difference for me, to be honest, whether it's a mandatory challenge or whether it's a huge fight, a huge mega fight. For me, my mindset is always completely the same, and I never ever overlook any opponent, even if it is a mandatory. My training camps are always completely the same, and so I go into the ring with the same mindset as I would against these so-called big fights. So nothing really changes for me, but I think outside the ring, other people's perceptions probably it's probably a bit different. They look at this fight on Saturday night and they think it's it's a shoe and I'm going to win the fight or whatever. But I never ever overlook any single opponent.
Just finally, Kate, obviously you fought in Leeds last time, got a fantastic reception. You're now co-headlining with Conor in Liverpool. Expecting another good reception and another place to headline and tick off the list as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think any city that boxing here in the UK, the support has been absolutely fantastic. So, and there is a big, huge Irish contingent here.
The Irish are everywhere, by the way. They're just, all the Irish couldn't fit in Ireland. They are just everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say there is a huge Irish contingent here in Liverpool, so I'm expecting a big Irish crowd. I'm expecting to see a lot of tricolours and a lot of Irish flags. So, yeah, it's going to be an exciting night, and I can't wait.
Brilliant, Katie. Thanks for giving me some of your time, and look forward to seeing you in the ring on Saturday.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
One.